What was that, Lachlan?
Sorry.
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. Good to be here. Ooh, made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. Great to see you. Great to see me. It's always great to see me. I see me every time. You can see me, too. You can see us all. If you go to YouTube, subscribe. YouTube, Dean Blundell Show. Twitch, Dean Blundell TV. And you can also get us.
Tube?
Yeah, oh yeah, big on the tube. You can also get us wherever you get your fine podcasts, audio versions as well, Google, Apple, Spotify, etc. Special thank you to our partners, including Cantork. Hello, friends at Cantork, and I'm talking to you, Colin, my boy Colin Livingston, Canada's assembly tool experts at Cantork, making rugged, hard-working, beautiful torque wrenches. Canada's leading industrial tool experts, offering you very best sales, service, rentals, calibration, maintenance, custom fabrication. Listen, these guys build it. If you can dream it and you need it, they build it, and they do it in Canada. One of the very few custom fabrication of industrial torque tools you'll find anywhere in this country. No matter the scale of your bolting, they've got your
Canadian part.
Cantork.com today. And, of course, our friends at kivlaw.ca. If you're in legal trouble, best defense attorneys in Southern Ontario.
Tickets.
No speeding tickets. Kivlaw.ca.
It's entrapment.
Robert at kivlaw.ca. It's not entrapment.
I'm still waiting for you to return my call.
No,
Speeding
although
tickets.
I will say this, and Ed at Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch 3 is your promo code. Order online at edsfineimports.com. I will say this about speeding tickets. As we welcome in everybody, including Lachlan Cross, 95.7, Cruise FM in Edmonton, Ryan Lindley from the Linz Report, at Ryan Lindley on Twitter, and my man, Scotty Mack.
Scott
Trades, our financial wizard, the host of the Hot Wallet podcast. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We've got a lot of stuff.
Not in crypto anymore, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
He's in crypto. Yeah.
It's the
I'm actually
lukewarm
doing
wallet.
No one else
It's
is.
been a great week, actually.
It's nice owning all of it now, right?
Yeah. He does. He got to pick up all the rest of the crypto for like $8.
Yeah.
How do you make
Find
money
the
in
dip
crypto?
on NFTs.
Anyway, Scotty's here from the Hot Wallet podcast. Good to see you. It's Friday, so we're gonna have some fun today. We got a lot of stuff to get to, including Sam Bankman Fried, the dude that tubed FTX, stole $10 billion. Apparently, some people believe him. So anyway, we're gonna get to some of the audio, the video, because he's on this fucking weird, how you're gonna put a little Baileys in your coffee. Attaboy. Sam Bankman Fried is on this weird tour de guilt where he's doing exactly what you're being told not to do. By the way, you're told not to when you commit $10 billion worth of fraud. You're told not to actually go and stand in front of a microphone and explain yourself. That's all this fucking loser's been doing.
Does he have a lawyer? Does he even have a lawyer?
I don't know. I didn't check. I didn't ask. I don't care. I think
There's
it's
no way his lawyer would let
story
that happen.
in the history of stories. Anyway, we got Elon to get to because he might get tubed out of the EU. No Twitter in Europe. That's definitely a possibility. And big news out of Twitter, former employee land as well. 2,000 of them sued him today.
No. What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. 2,000 Twitter employees sued him. So we'll cover that as well. And last but not least, our boy Kanye. Where do you want to start, gentlemen? Where do you want to start? You want to start Kanye? You want to start Sam Bankman Fried?
Let's start at the bottom.
Indiana. Or do you want to start with Cocaine Bear? You want to start with Cocaine Bear?
Let's do Cocaine Bear.
Save the fun stuff for the
end. No, dude.
Okay, all right.
Guess what? You're in
drinking
logistics.
Already. Let's do
I'm
Cocaine
in content.
Bear.
I'll decide when we talk about things.
All right. Locke and I will get drunk.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It looks so good.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it
I'm
look delicious?
excited.
What do you got there, by the way? What are we drinking for today's show? Linz, what do you got?
That's actually peanut butter whiskey, and it's great.
That sounds delicious. What do you got, Locke? What do you got in your coffee?
I got this sent to me by a local distillery. Why is Spenny's calling me?
I don't know. Pick it up.
I don't know. We're just on a show.
Do it on speakerphone.
He wants to come on. He wants to come on the show.
Spenny? Spenny?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You okay?
Hello? Who's this?
It's Lachlan.
Oh, hey, man. How are you? Sorry, I was just on another call. Yeah, I'm okay.
You okay? All right.
I just put up a bunch of chicken wire. We'll see if my dog can get through it.
That's random.
Don't ask. Well, it's what I'm doing right now. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still pretty exhausted, and I've got some weird taste issues going on. But that was a hell of a sickness.
Yeah. You got. Is there? Did you need something, buddy? Like, I'm here for you. What's up?
No, thank you. No. No. I was glad I could get on the radio. And
that was a funny bit yesterday.
Yeah, good. I barely remember.
I wasn't sure if you would remember. Yeah. Well, and you said a lot of really weird things too, but it was really funny.
Okay, good. So nothing too offensive.
No. Well, at the end, but I clipped it out.
What did I say?
Wow.
Say it again.
Yeah. No, it was okay. It wasn't that bad, Spenny. I don't want you to.
Did he call someone a cunt? Did he call someone a cunt? Yeah. He did. Didn't
you have a problem with a boner because of COVID?
Spenny, are we playing? Are we going to get together on Wednesday when you're in town?
You know what? I don't know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen.
Okay.
I just have to call you when it's closer to the date because it's just I've got so much I'm doing getting the show together. And
does he know we're talking? Does he know we're in the middle of the podcast?
He has no idea he's on the air.
He's gonna be mad. He's gonna be mad. He's hearing that we put his private phone call on.
Be okay with
you know how he is.
I'll tell you what, Spenny. Here's what we'll do for Wednesday when you're at the Century Casino in Edmonton. Give me another plug.
Spenny, Century Casino, Edmonton, Alberta.
You fly in that day. Wednesday. I'm gonna bring. I'll bring my
he's at the studio in Hamilton next week,
and I'll bring my mic, and I'll bring my harmonicas, and I'll have them
December
there.
10th.
And if we can do this, we'll go.
It's got COVID, by the way.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bad.
That's why I want to know if his community is affected.
Well,
he sent me a note. He's like, I would
want you to clear this with Kenny. I want him to be okay with it. And if he's not,
we'll just make his little thing quiet. So so we're supposed to have Spenny and Kenny on this week, and and then Spenny the night before, he's like, I got the vid. And I'm like, are you okay? Don't hear from him for 24 hours. Email him like 3 times. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? You're going to be all right? And he's like, no, I'm not. Okay? I'm not okay. And I'm like, he's exactly, dude, you know the Spenny on TV? He's like that in real life. He's Spenny in real life.
He really
is no different.
Yeah.
Spenny.
And I love him.
You need to talk to Brandon about sending us tickets.
Hey, get off the phone.
He's trying to get free
in the middle
tickets.
of a fucking podcast. You don't have to do the whole thing, dude. You can't do the whole fucking conversation while we're doing a podcast.
Spenny,
right.
I do have to let you go.
Jameson, that'll flush it out according to Darren Cunningham.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm in the middle of something. I'll let you go.
Tell him we said hi.
I'm in the middle of something, he says.
Dean says hi.
We're in the middle of the podcast. Tell him.
We're in the middle of the podcast. Oh, he hung up.
He is Spenny. If anybody ever thought what you saw on TV was any different than real life, you are wrong.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
He's no different. He's exactly the same. That's nice. So, do we want to deal with Spenny before we move on with the rest of the show? Whatever you want, Locke. You tell me what you want.
No, I'm sorry. I wanted to keep that going because it's funny, and I think you nailed
funny for like
it.
3 minutes.
Listen,
not
he
12.
is Spenny. He's
100%.
He was never playing
100%.
a character.
No,
like that's the beautiful thing about him. And I it took me a while to figure that out. Right? We were talking about this morning. The other day we had Jimmy on with with the head guy from Monster Pro Wrestling, and they tried to get into their little skit because they're going to fight each other.
Yeah,
and I get instant flop sweats. I get instant anxiety when people are acting in front of me. And I fucking hate it. Like one of the worst things that's ever happened to me is I had to interview that Nardwar, the human serviette, because he's in a character all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I was around him and I didn't know if he was who he was. Like, and when you told me we had Ricky on to promote his van movie, which is supposed to be very good.
Very funny.
What did I say to you? I said, please tell me he's not. Tell him not to come on as Ricky.
He's gonna be Rob Wells. Yeah.
Because I fucking hate that. I can't. And it's not because they're not good at it. But
it's a mind fuck when you're in radio, right? Because you want to interview the person, and when you've got 2 people in one person that come in, especially the Trailer Park Boys, who are great, but they would come in on the radio and they'd be like, okay, and we would know ahead of time. They'd be like, okay, you're interviewing Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles today. You're not interviewing Mike, Rob, and can't remember his last name. Can't remember the dude's name. What's the other guy's name? Julian's name. Can't remember his name right now. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. Okay.
I know.
But I loved it. It was still fun. It's just fucking hard, and we're lazy. Yeah. That's the difference. Anyway, I want to get to Cocaine Bear. Have you guys seen the trailer for this movie yet?
So good.
I can't. Like, there are movies where you see trailers and you're like, I have to watch this right now.
I am in.
Right?
It was so funny. Like,
do you recognize who that guy is from the?
We'll get to. Oh,
okay.
That guy.
Hang on. Yeah,
that guy's my favorite comedian on planet Earth.
No kidding.
Who are you guys
paramedic
talking
from
about?
Cocaine Bear. We're going to get to it in just a second. This is the trailer for the only movie I really want to see right now. It's called Cocaine Bear. It's about a bear
ahead of Avatar.
20 million
and
worth of cocaine that was thrown out of an airplane over, in this case, Tennessee. It's based on a true story, but it's not a true story, and I'll explain the whole thing in just a second. But this is the trailer for Ray Liotta's final movie too. Like, fuck, it couldn't be.
He died.
He was a cocaine bear.
He was a bit of a cocaine bear himself.
Listen, he did not look good in this movie either.
No, no, he didn't.
But he might have been playing himself.
Yeah. Here's the trailer for Cocaine Bear. Pay special attention to the paramedic. Oh, Locke's got a Danish.
Do you want to pay your bills?
You're gonna hit the trailer. I thought I had a minute.
Medic! Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it. No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on us.
The bear. It fucking did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was far.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course they can.
Who's the girl in the pink?
Huh?
Karen Russell.
Hey, baby.
Oh, shit.
Get higher, baby.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear? Shoot it, man! Bear, speed up!
Get higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
The ending's the best.
I know.
Oh,
Tell me
I cannot wait.
Tell me you can't fucking someone can't take my money fast enough to watch.
No shit.
I'm so going to that.
Oh.
It's funny because we had about, I don't know why people
I'm
thought
fucking crying.
that we needed to see that, but I had 30 people send me that trailer going, Locke, have you seen this? Like, they've just been pounding me with it. It must
So you
be.
know the story. You know the story.
You know
It's
who
a
this
true
is,
story.
right?
1985. There's no, it's not a true story. It's fucking. It's
No,
like,
it's a true story.
there's
Definitely
there's
true
Alberta chiming in again. True story. It's a true story.
Daniel Smith
It's about
told
a
him.
bear that ate a bunch of cocaine.
It's based on a true story.
No, it's not. It's not based on a true story. It's
A bear
based.
ate a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah, that's that. Oh, this is the only part that's true. 1985. Cessna flying over Georgia. He's tailed. They know they're caught when they land, so they throw all the coke out of the back of the plane. It lands. A bear eats around 7 million worth of cocaine and dies right away because he ate like fucking 12 kilograms of coke. Right, he's like, fuck, this is like a boom. Didn't eat or kill anybody. They took all the license, put it into the movie, and was like, let's turn this fucking thing into a coked out serial killer.
Yeah.
So
And
good.
here's the best part. It's the acting debut of the paramedic named Scott Seiss. Now,
Scott.
I don't know if you've
So
seen
good.
Scott Seiss,
Yes,
former
you do.
IKEA employee who was given the role of the paramedic. It's like one of the big roles in the movies based on these viral TikToks that he did about how shit it is to work at fucking IKEA. And I'm not kidding you.
It's true.
And dude, I put out posts about this guy 2 years ago going, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. If you remember, this is it. Let's watch. This is Scott Seiss.
Lost yourself a customer. You think I own this business? You think I own IKEA? I'm a part-time employee halfway through a 2-week notice. I don't give a shit. I'm telling all my friends not to shop here. Tell them. You think I want 5 other yous running around the store? Have them call me, I'll tell them. You think you hate this place more than me? I work here. I know the sale ended last week, but can I still get a discount? Do you hear yourself? We can't go backwards. Time marches on. You want the sale from 15 years ago, too? When's it end, Diane? You want that price? You're going to have to go through the quantum realm with Ant-Man. Do you know how much money I spend here? More than you should. Meatballs ain't that good. Save your money. And my time. Doesn't matter how much you spend here. We don't thank our donors. This isn't PBS. Every time I come here, my order gets messed up. Then stop coming. Make my day. Every time you come here, your order's messed up. Sounds like you're making the mistake. Look inward. You're ordering the wrong shit. I'd like to speak to your manager. I'd like to speak to your mother. Tell her she should be embarrassed. She raised someone to act like a baby in public. You want to speak to the manager, please? The manager doesn't know what's going on. Haven't you ever worked anywhere before? I know that's not right. I used to work here. Well, things change. Sorry they didn't run it by you first. You used to work here. Well, I used to be happy. Then you walked in. Can you just check in the back? Can you just accept we don't have it? The back ain't some magical place. What do you think is back there? Santa's workshop? The only thing back there is a clipboard with our schedules and some brownies Darcy brought in. The website said it was in stock, and what do your eyes say? Sometimes it's wrong. The website also has pictures of employees smiling. You see that? You should go yell at your computer instead of me. It'll get you the same result. Nothing. This is cheaper at other stores. Then shop there. Why are you here? Do you need directions? I'll get you some. I'll call you an Uber. Cheaper at other stores. I don't set the prices. I'm a seasonal
I can watch him all day.
No kidding.
Oh my God. He is without question. Dude, and he's got like dozens of these. This is part 2.
I know you're on your break, but can I ask you a question? No. I'm going to ignore you like you're the people pretending to be the electric company. You might as well have scam likely written across your forehead. Don't ruin my break by reminding me that I work here. I'm not going to answer you. Honestly, Andy has a better chance of getting a response out of Buzz Lightyear. When I'm on break, just pretend I don't exist. Now let me go eat barbecue Fritos alone in my car in peace. You need to find someone to cover your shift. That's your job. You're a manager, right? How about you manage the schedules? You want me to find my own replacement? Who am I, Willy Wonka? I know it sucks when you have to do your job. That's why I'm taking off in the first place. Find someone to cover tomorrow or find someone to cover it indefinitely. Either way, you're doing it. Your hold time so long? Because y'all keep calling. And they don't pay people enough to stay at this job and listen to you. If you're worried about the wait times, feel free to hang up. Message us on Twitter. It's easier for me to complain about you when you're not on the phone anyway.
Oh my God.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So that's how he got the movie. That's how he got the role in Cocaine Bear. Is that the producers of Cocaine Bear were like, listen, we got everybody. Well, we need a fucking absolute rocket of a trailer park guy to man the paramedic part.
Shit.
He's like, nailed it. Scott Seiss. And he's such a great story because he's one of those like viral stories that turns into like a real story, right? Fuck, yeah. And I can't wait to see the movie. So Cocaine Bear, it's coming out in about a month, so be willing to watch it.
Hold on, February.
March.
I think
February.
Yeah.
Okay.
February.
Oh, we just got three dates. One of them is right.
Tomorrow, February, or in 2027.
I am going to that movie. I am.
So much.
You know who produced it and I think directed it? Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks. Yep. Yeah.
February 24th, 2020.
Funny.
Yeah, she is. That's when the movie comes out.
People might not remember her, but she was in, I think she was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. She's the one that he was just terrified of.
No,
the one that was in the tub.
No, that wasn't Elizabeth Banks. That was Leslie Mann. That's who you're thinking of. Elizabeth Banks.
Leslie Mann was the one that was driving the bug that he.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Elizabeth Banks was the girl that worked at the bookstore.
And she was in
Seth Rogen's character hooked
Zack
him
and
up
Miri
with.
Make a Porno.
That's right. Yeah,
and she was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Yes,
Still one of my all-time favorite movies, by the way.
Same.
She's so good. I like her.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a
funny.
huge fan. Anyway, we're gonna watch that together. Let's get to the real stuff. Might as well get right into Sam Bankman Fried because that's what Scotty Trades is here for.
I'm here for Cocaine Bear. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm here for Lachlan's gas.
Yeah. I'm confused by it all. I mean, like, anytime you talk about crypto, it's weird, right? Because no one understands it. We just like, one group said they were the only group that understand it.
Now.
They were in crypto. No, you don't. There's no way you get it.
Ask me.
Okay. Let's start there. Lachlan, explain
Here's
Twitter.
what you need.
Explain
everybody needs
crypto.
Here's what everybody needs to know about crypto.
Explain it.
There is a extremely small portion of the world that decided that they would create this imaginary currency.
Mm-hmm.
And then they told everybody, they scared everybody into thinking that you had to fucking throw your money into it. And then they stole everybody's money.
No, that's not right.
And they fucking disappeared. And there's only a couple of people left with crypto, which is imaginary. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
And that's what crypto is.
Okay, great.
So stop putting your fucking money into crypto, people. Well, because someone is just benefiting from the sheep that throw their money at it. Like that's how rich people get rich.
Yeah, very technical explanation.
There you go. That's crypto.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I think you're right on. And I can't wait for your upcoming webinar about where to put your money.
Sensi. Welcome to Lachlan's TED Talk.
Put it in something you can feel.
That's right.
Congratulations. I feel this.
Yeah.
Okay, you can touch.
Explain it to me, Scotty. Explain where we're at. Explain real quick. Give us the 10-cent tour, the layman's tour through where we're at from 2 weeks ago when FTX blew up. Sam Bankman Fried got on his private jet, went down to Albany in the Bahamas, which is where he still is, where he's singing like a rat, apologizing, telling everybody he didn't defraud them out of $10 billion. But explain where crypto is first, and then we'll get to FTX's responsibility with where crypto is, and then we'll lean into Sam Bankman Fried and the fact he can't shave and still hasn't had a haircut his entire life.
Well, I mean, crypto is still crypto. Bitcoin is still doing its thing. It's still working. The software still works. It's always just been software. That's all it is, And so when you think of Bitcoin, you think of a network. Bitcoin is a digital network. All these other cryptos, they're also just digital networks. Some of them are trying to be money. A lot of them aren't. And so that's just how you think about it. So instead of Locke just saying, well, it's all a scam, just understand that it's software. Software, part of networks. Networks have value based on how many people are using that network. And so that's why Bitcoin has value. The more people use Bitcoin, the more people use the network, the more value it has. The more people that use Facebook, the more valuable Facebook has. Facebook is a social network. Bitcoin is a money network. And so that's a really just layman's terms of how to think about it. What Sam Bankman Fried did was a fraud. He basically, admitted on a Twitter Spaces the other day, and I retweeted this, that when people were buying Bitcoin on FTX, they actually weren't buying Bitcoin. They were just buying a number on a screen that didn't represent anything. And so what it looks like is that FTX was essentially taking people's money and using that for their trading firm, Alameda Research, which was the prop trading firm, to cover some of their loans. And so this is just a simple, not simple, it's a complicated banking fraud. And we've had banking frauds in the normal financial system before. It's happened tons of times. We've seen scams, Bernie Madoff, Enron. This is in line with that. In fact, the new CEO of FTX is the same person who took over Enron after that whole fraud. And he says that FTX is actually worse. And so this is not a Bitcoin thing. This is not a crypto thing. In fact, JP Morgan, one of the banks that years ago said it's all garbage, came out to say, you know what, we've looked at this and we use blockchain. And yes, this was bad for the industry, but this is not because of crypto. This is because someone stole other people's money.
Okay, so let me just quickly back that up. Sam Bankman Fried, everybody knows who he is, used to be the CEO of FTX. He takes off, like we said, to the Bahamas. The whole thing crashes. FTX, the exchange crashes. And the exchange crashes because what you're saying now is that Sam Bankman Fried was taking money to purchase coins, but he wasn't purchasing coins for people. He was taking that money, making it look like people purchased coins, which they didn't, and then sliding that money over into a new company called, or an original company called Alameda Research, where they would then take that money and misappropriate it on whatever they chose.
And they would trade with that on leverage and, either make money or lose money. And so, what happened with FTX is Alameda Research had a ton of bets out there, a ton of long exposure, and they had that long exposure collateralized by this FTT token. And then CZ, the main guy from another crypto exchange, Binance, Canadian guy, he came out and said, you know what, we have some of this FTT token. And at this time, Sam Bankman Fried was lobbying against CZ and Binance and stuff. And all of this kind of got back to CZ. And he found out that, hey, this guy who I own some of the token of, he's talking bad about me. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to sell this token. And they had sold some of their exposure to FTX years past. And so they're just trying to, clear the rest off of their books. But it turned out that Alameda Research had all of this long exposure collateralized by this FTT token. And so if this FTT token lost its value, then the loans go bad. And so again, it's not because of Bitcoin, it's because of bad risk management, unfortunately. And that caused a big cascade of selling throughout the crypto world, because as people kind of freak out, they're taking their money, what money they did have, off of FTX, whatever they could, and then that obviously takes the reserves out, and then they have nothing to cover these loans with.
Okay, so I just want a real quick question. How many other companies outside of FTX have gone down as a result?
There have been a few hedge funds that I'm aware of that have kind of said, yep, we had most of our money there. But as it stands right now, there haven't been more exchanges going down that I'm aware of. And the contagion for now has been, kind of held in. So we kind of saw a little bit of and
kids too.
Well, that's a different story. But
they got liquidated in the deal.
Now we're seeing SBF kind of do this media tour.
You did what with their money?
What the fuck? Where is our $2 billion, Tommy?
So
gave it to that guy with weird hair.
That's why you went back to football. I'm going to try and make my money back.
All I own now is a house in the Bahamas.
Sorry, Scotty.
Pack
continue.
your shit up and
get
out.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to kill the flow. But yeah, so
you are the flow.
That's our job.
That's Lachlan. Lachlan's the flow killer. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, so now Sam Bankman-Fried is going on this media tour and basically saying, yeah, I made a big mistake. I was the CEO of FTX and I didn't mean to commit fraud. I didn't try to commit crimes and all that stuff. And so, yeah, exactly, Locke. And so now this is, I think it's a platform that he's using to kind of soften the blow, because he's still a young guy. I mean, he is a young person, and so he probably still thinks that he has a whole life of career ahead of him. And so, people like Kevin O'Leary and Bill Ackman have come out to say, yeah, we support him and he's okay. And so my thought is that even if he does go to jail for a while and he comes out, maybe he would then go to some of these people who still support him and, try and get work from them.
Did Ackman and O'Leary lose like a shit ton of money through this, though?
Yeah. Well, look at what he said. He said this on Twitter. Kevin O'Leary was like, I lost millions as an investor in FTX and got sandblasted as a paid spokesperson for the firm. But after listening to that interview, I'm with the Bill Ackman camp about the kid, where Bill Ackman, who's like a notorious investor, says, call me crazy, but I think Sam Bankman-Fried is telling the truth. Now, let's get to that truth real quick. This is a clip of him and George Stephanopoulos on.
This is fucking bullshit. Come on. I'm the dumbest fucking guy on the planet. I swear to God. Do we need to do the math again?
Yeah.
We split the country in two. 50% dumb over here, 50% smartest over here. Guess where old Lachlan is? You know what? This fucking guy's smart enough to build these businesses and get everybody to invest. And you're telling me he was like, I didn't know I was committing fraud. Fuck off.
Yeah.
What a crock of shit. Oh my God.
Great
dude,
sales
just
right
listen
to the end.
to Sam. This guy stole $10 billion from people, millions upon billions.
Oops.
Listen to him talk to. Watch him answer George Stephanopoulos when he's like, "Okay, man, what happened?"
I am no cryptocurrency expert. I'm no finance expert, but I don't think you answered my question. I always ask, did you know?
Look at that guy. Come on. Who takes that guy seriously?
That FTX deposits were used to pay off Alameda creditors.
Guilty. I don't know of FTX deposits being used to pay off Alameda creditors. Are you, which creditors are you referring to?
Like, what an idiot. I can't believe so many people gave him money.
So guilty.
Well, dude, it's not over. I got several clips here. This guy is doing the exact opposite of what any lawyer in good standing would tell their client to do, which is just shut the fuck up. Listen to him. I
hope he goes to jail forever.
This is him
for a couple of years, forever.
He joined this company called Dealbook. He joined this symposium called Dealbook. Is that what I'm to understand? And where he was like literally talking to a guy who was moderating a panel where he decided to join via Zoom and sing like an idiot. Is that correct? Is that what Dealbook is?
Yeah, so Dealbook is a yearly summit that the New York Times puts on, and they have a lot of keynote speakers, and they charge a lot of money. I think the ticket for to go to Dealbook was like $2,500 US, something like that. And you get, some pretty interesting and keynote people. And he had been booked for Dealbook for a while. And so everyone thought, oh, this is coming up. Yeah, he's not going to go. And then word came out that, yes, he is actually going to make an appearance. And a lot of people in crypto land kind of lost their shit and just said, okay, this is crazy. And I got to see this.
Oh, well, you do got to see it, because listen to him, how he describes losing 10 billion of other people's money. It's a tough month.
Concerned are you about criminal liability at this point?
So I don't think that, obviously I don't personally think that I have, but I think the real answer is that's not, it sounds weird to say, but I think the real answer is that's not what I'm focusing on. There's going to be a time and a place for me to sort of think about myself and my own future, but I don't think this is it. Like, right now, look, I've had a bad month. This has not been a fun month for me, but
this is real life, guys.
Someone's going to
real life.
I hate to say it, but someone's going to kill him.
I don't want that to happen on the podcast. We're going to get in trouble.
I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying people lost a lot of money. This poor bastard is going to lose his life over this. Like, people lost millions.
Billions.
Is that not a possibility?
Billions.
Billions.
B's.
Yeah. 10 of them.
I did not say like it needed to happen. I'm saying it like this kid should not be worried about going to jail. He should be worried about being
knocked off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
well, get locked.
Does he not live in the same world we live in? Like, these people are serious.
He's too young.
When you lose this kind of money, when somebody loses millions of dollars, they say things on phone calls to people that do things that get paid to. Like, right?
Yeah, we know.
We get it.
Dude, you're 100% right.
You're absolutely right.
I don't disagree with you, but just so you know, well, he's not, because he said he tried his best.
And at the end of the day, I was CEO of FTX. And that means whatever happened, wherever it happened, I had a duty. I had a duty to all of our stakeholders, to our customers, our creditors. I had a duty to our employees, to our investors, and to the regulators of the world to do right by them, to make sure the right things happened at the company. And clearly, I didn't do a good job of that. Clearly, I made a lot of mistakes or things I would give anything to be able to do over again. I didn't ever try to commit fraud on anyone. I was excited about the prospects of FTX a month ago. I saw it as a thriving, growing business. I was shocked by what happened this month. And, reconstructing it, or are there things I wish I had done differently?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. Intent. It doesn't matter if he intended to commit fraud. He did commit fraud. And to Lachlan's point as well, he's probably going to jail. You know, and if they get him in the States, you know, it would not be surprising if he got arrested at the airport.
Oh, they need to put him in a cell by himself as well.
It's got some interesting asides here though too. Like, news came out this week that he had funneled $40 million in money to the Democratic Party and an equal amount in dark money to dark Republican candidates. Like dark money, the kind where you're like, how are these guys getting money?
Yeah.
How is United America's Front getting money? 40 million, equal amount into both, right? So this guy, in my estimation,
did you hear his quote?
Things come out. What's that?
Did you hear his quote? What he said about that? Why it wasn't published? It's because I don't want to be labeled as you know how the media deals with people that donate to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
It was literally just the reason why he went dark with that money was because he didn't want the press. He didn't want any press, negative press for the money for donating to whoever at the time.
But the reason why he was giving those guys money and the reason why he didn't want anybody to know it is because he was playing both sides, right? Like that's what this guy was doing with his money. He was, and that's what's kind of coming out now, Scott, too, right? It's like this guy was doing all kinds of stuff with the money, but like we're talking 10 billion. Where is it? There's my question. He said yesterday, he said got like $100,000 in the bank. That's all he's got left, $100,000. Everybody's like, oh fuck, poor you. You took like 10 billion of our dollars. You got $100,000 in the bank. Way to go.
Like $400 in two different bank accounts.
Where is the money? Like, where is this 10 billion? Because like we're not talking about recouping it. I want to know where it is. Like when they say, "Oh, it collapsed and he was exposed and he has long positions and different things," other than giving political money to dark fucking asshole parties, where's the rest of it? Where's the 10 billion?
Some of it was lost through that margin call that Alameda Research did, but there was also a supposed FTX hack where someone stole hundreds of millions of dollars that was sitting on the exchange and kind of funneled that through different cleaners, I guess. You know, like there was a cleaner one time called Tornado Cash, because everything on the blockchain you can see. I can see like I sent money to Lachlan sent it to Ryan sent it to Dean. You know, you can actually trace that through the blockchain, which is great because it's all public. But there are these things like something like Tornado Cash where you send it there, it kind of washes it, and then it loses that address, it loses the tail, and then it goes elsewhere. And so there was like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ethereum that was essentially, you know, they took the coins off of FTX, they put it into Ethereum, they kind of washed it, and then some of that started getting dumped into the market. And that's where a lot of the sell pressure came, was someone didn't care. They just had $300 million or something of Ethereum, and they're just trying to sell it. And you could tell because they didn't care at what price they were selling it at. Like a lot of times, if you get like a bad spread, right? Like if the bid and the ask, if there's a wide spread behind the bid and the ask, you're going to eat a lot of that loss as a trader, because you're buying here at the high end, you're selling at the low end. And these people didn't care that they're selling at the low end, and they just kept eating it. So you could tell that they're just basically trying to steal that
a red
money.
Flag right there. Like wouldn't that have been caught?
Well, exactly.
Earlier?
And the thing is, everyone is like, where's the money, Lebowski? And Sam is coming out to say, oh, I don't know. You know, I didn't know that there was a backdoor. I don't know how to program a backdoor. I'm not that
He's full of shit.
Meanwhile, he was a quant at Jane Street. And so, again, everything is just lies. It's lies from this person. And you know, unfortunately,
can I ask you, Scotty, are you okay? Like, are you doing okay in this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm annoyed because, you know, as much as I see the comments roll through and Bitcoin is a scam, blah, 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 there are actual use cases and real developers creating magical software right now on blockchain. And a lot of that is getting lost within this FTX bullshit. And I feel bad because the smart money can see that. Like regular everyday investors now, because of the headlines and all this stuff, they're going to stay away from blockchain. And that's too bad, because that's the time that all of these institutions are going to accumulate. And then, in a year or two, when Bitcoin does start to kind of chug up again, that's when retail is going to end up buying it from the institutions. And so they're getting screwed again. And, the whole point of blockchain and Bitcoin is to democratize finance. We're not trying to create a different version of the same kind of problems that we have with the current financial system.
That's not going to happen, Scotty. I mean, I'm not an expert on this, but I'm telling you right now that take care of yourself.
Wait, you're not.
You're not
on Bitcoin.
You need to. Everybody needs to get out of all of this stuff. You need to listen to me. I'm not an expert, but you need to listen to me.
I was saying,
get your money out of this shit. Scotty does this full time. He gets up, takes a dump, he makes himself a cup of coffee, he hides in the basement from his family for 10 hours a day, and he studies this, and he's going to make money. He's going to be okay whether it goes up or down. The average Joe person that just throws in because Aunt Susan said she knows a guy that works at the fucking at the car wash that quit his job because he made a bunch of money on the interweb. And I'm going to throw some money at him. That those people are just fucking, they're marks. We're all marks for and it's not just Bitcoin, Scotty. It is banks. It's everything. It's all these financial institutions. We're here so that you guys can climb on our backs to make money. And if you don't have us, this is the thing I keep saying about people complain about how much it costs to buy concert tickets and how much it costs to go to hockey games. If you have a problem with how much it costs, stop paying it. Because guess what? You know why they keep charging you more for a beer at Rogers Place in Edmonton? It went from $12 to $14 to $16. Next year it'll be $18.
It's $16 a beer.
It's something like that. You know why?
It's ridiculous.
Because you guys keep fucking crawling over each other to get to the stadium, and you pay that.
I thought it was for Daryl Cates' new nose, but apparently not.
Listen, if you want these prices to go down, you have to stop actually throwing your money at it. The same thing with the financial institutions. Bitcoin's no exception. Without the sheep, without Locke and Dean throwing money into this and losing it, people are not going to get rich. So hang on to your money. And you know what? There's scams in every area of where you throw your money in. But you're a mark. If you don't study this and live this and breathe it and eat it and shit it, you're fucked. And literally, you're screwed. Get your money out of the bank.
Can I throw an observation on top of that? Is this not just crypto? Crypto was supposed to be the finance of the people, right? The people controlled by the people, unregulated, on whatever.
It's not unregulated.
Sorry, but you know what I mean? Like just the freedom of all of us to deal with it on our own. And what it seems like is that old institutional finance model of keeping people like us fucked crept in. And now it's a matter of, can you fix it, and can they get it back to that democratized economy? Will it be able to be fixed?
Supposed to be that? I don't think it was. It's funny. Is it like anything new? You see bad actors rushing in to try and take advantage of it real quick, and then they leave it in a mess. Like Canada's cannabis industry is a great example of that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you come up with something new, and there's a new opportunity, and there's a spike of new whateverness, and everybody's like, yeah. And you get the fucking bad actors, the assholes, the corner cutters that come in and they fucking ruin it for everybody. So we're dealing with a shitty cannabis industry in this country, which should be really, really good. Now, I think it's the same for Bitcoin. I think you're looking at, and in crypto, I think you're looking at a bunch of really smart young guys that masturbate a lot, played League of Legends, that figured a few things out on a computer before other people did. And they're like, we can scam the world with something that should be helping the world. Technology, which should be taking us into that next stage of finances in this country, globally, et cetera. Something that makes it easier for people to generate wealth, and keep their energy, right? But it's fucking fascinating, because anytime something new happens, the fucking incels and the douchebags and the white collar cocks come in and they're like, let's see if we can fuck this over, make a bunch of money, then split before anybody knows what's going on. Is that kind of the feel of where crypto is right now, Scotty?
Dean, I think you nailed it. I really think you nailed it, man, because just like with cannabis, right? I mean, I thought that was a great example because we saw, some potential. Hey, like CanTrust. Do you guys remember CanTrust?
Yeah.
They were one of the first Canadian cannabis companies to really like show fraud. And then Afria, there's another one. And so you will see bad actors in any area of innovation or any area of change because it's new money coming in. And
Canadians lost $130 billion in the cannabis industry so far this year.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's been brutal. It's been brutal. And the charts all do this. Now and now we're seeing actually a little bit of an uptake because of what's happening in the US. But, to Dean's point and, to what you said as well, Luck, unless you're a real sophisticated investor or unless you do your own research, you cannot trust a third party. I mean, that's the point of Bitcoin. The point of Bitcoin is so that I can send value across the internet without a third party. And
without a broker,
other third parties get involved, like exchanges like FTX or hedge funds like, what we saw with the Terra Luna debacle. And they end up, painting the industry with a bad brush. And so while there are probably still more scams out there, it's really important that you do your research, don't invest more than you can lose. And that's something I have in my disclaimer on my podcast. The risk of total loss is real. And until that kind of stuff actually happens, no one believes it. Everyone just goes, yeah, whatever.
It won't happen to me.
It
won't happen to me. And that's what I'm worried about is the fact that like legacy institutional washing and like overtaking to screw everybody, it kind of crept into that new age of, like you say, the 23-year-old masturbators that are playing League of Legends.
Chronic masturbators, yeah.
Figured out a way to adapt to that same mentality and infect this entire crypto.
Yeah, they fill the gaps with poison, right? Like that's what they do. They fill the gaps with poison. And it's not like, I know I'm crazy about the insults, but it's literally super smart 23, 24 to 30-year-old guys that have been gaming the system for a long fucking time. And no one's had the ability to do anything. And hopefully this kind of hustles in the ability for some kind of regulation or someone has the ability to do something. I just want to see this Sam Bankman Fried guy in jail. Did you see him apologize too? This is the last clip that Scotty sent me.
Oh, I can't even watch this poor kid.
And this is the fucking amazing part about this guy is like he should be in jail for fraud over $10 billion. And he's like, he's treating it like he forgot to feed his neighbor's dog who went away for the weekend. He's like, sorry, man,
like
that was my bad. Like, fuck,
One of the letters I got, I want to read to you, Sam, because it's from a gentleman who said that he lost his life savings. And the subject line is Sam Bankman Fried stole $2 million from me. Says, Andrew, can you please ask SBF why he decided to steal my life savings and the $10 billion more from customers to give to his hedge fund, Alameda? Can you ask him why his hedge fund was leveraging long all of these S-coins? I'm going to keep it polite for the kids. Please ask him if he thinks what happened was fraud. These are the kinds of letters that I've been getting repeatedly over the past several days. What do you tell this man?
Yeah. I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened. Here's,
the fact that he smiled during that, even though S-coins was kind of funny, dude, like that is guilt right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's got his hands around someone's neck up there on the right-hand side of the screen. He's like, I would do this.
Okay, first off, but hold it. Is he coming back to answer to his crimes? No, he's still.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, actually, U.S. regulators have said, "Hey, we'd love to have you come back and talk to our panel." And so, again, because of a lot of his political donations, you're getting, some of these people who probably don't want that 80 million plus clawed back because it could potentially be clawed back. They're going to take this and be like, well, let's go easy on the guy because if he gets indicted, if he goes to jail, then they're going to follow the money and say, hey, 40 million to the Republicans. Okay, yeah, we're going to take that back. 40 million to the Dems. Yeah, we're going to take that back. And so you're seeing regulators go super soft on him, and crypto, like the crypto people that I follow, are enraged by this.
Smart on his behalf. I mean, he's greasy as fuck.
He's playing it.
Giving a whole bunch of money to the government and maybe the future government, not a terrible idea when it comes to having fucking consequences visited on you when you get caught. I mean, like,
do you think this was hindsight? Maybe.
Probably. I mean, if it's a tactic, it's like fucking super damning shit, right? If you ask me, I just think
of course it's a tactic.
Crazy.
Of course he knew he frauded everybody. Of course it was.
But do you think he donated that money lock to insulate himself?
Absolutely, he did.
Yeah, fuck yes.
Oh, totally,
dude.
I can't wait for this Netflix special.
OPS.
So good.
Yeah,
I was I had $500 of crypto gifted to me, and I put 500 of my own money in, and I sat there every day and obsessed over it. I looked at it every day, and it went down and down and down and down and down and down, and at like $525, I'm like, I got to get my money back because I just lost the $500
free money,
free money. So and I got out, and I'll never go back again. I will, on my radio show and on this podcast, I will tell people, do something with your money that you can either walk on, or you can feel, or you can see.
Can we roll the tape back to like June when I was saying that and everybody laughed at me and told me I was being alarmist piece of shit?
I felt
I never called you a piece. I was
guilted into this. I was, and you know what? You get this. You run into this guy's. Yeah,
here we go.
You know what? If you would have bought Apple 20 years ago, you'd be a millionaire right now. And they tell those fucking stories all the time. And I know a guy that knows a guy.
Dude, you did it to yourself.
Here's some Apple. Here's a thing I can touch that's from Apple right here.
You did it. So hold it. You did it to yourself. I did it to myself, because this is exactly what Scott's talking about, right? When you made mention of the fact that Scott's a fucking professional.
Yes.
That's what he does. They're not targeting Scott. They're targeting you with your $500 and me with my $500. Our guy, and what they're doing is, when they do the commercials, is like, fortune favors the bold. There's Matt Damon.
You in?
Fuck, he's pretty smart. I'm in too. Tom Brady's in. I'm in too. Everybody's in, because they enrich those guys, and they're like, fuck, let's all get into crypto. But legitimately, that's the game, right? Make it attractive. Oh, Matt Damon does this. Or fucking, I don't even need to know how it works. I'm just going to put my money in. Well, guess what? Those are marks. You're a mark. I'm a mark. We're all marks. Scott's not a mark. Scott's a very well-educated, smart guy who actually teaches people how to do financial stuff for themselves at stockmarketmentor.com, by the way.
Go so that he has more sheep to rob.
No, he's part of the problem.
Man, I make people money. That's what I do, Locke. I make people money.
See,
and I don't take their money. This is the catch. This is how your buddy calls, and you see on a Sunday, hey, we're going to meet for coffee. I got a new business opportunity for you. And then you go and you meet coffee, and the next thing you know, you're selling some lotion that cures AIDS, right? And you had to put $5,000 in, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is all this is. It's the same thing. They're all scams.
I teach people risk reward, Lachlan. I teach people, here's the risk, but here's the potential reward. Yeah. And I use charts behind me so I can draw it out in a picture so everyone can see.
Drink this potion.
That's I never talk
get rid of your herpes. Now give me
I never tell people how much money they should invest. I never invest money on behalf of someone. I teach and trade a strategy. I have a swing trading workshop, a swing trading course. I've sold hundreds of these courses of here's exactly how I trade. Here's what I would do, so that someone can actually take the course, look on a chart, and say, I know exactly what Scott would do in this situation. And so it puts the power
print Scott
to do it. And that's different from, hey, come on over. I got this crazy business here. It's called Good Life Networks. Good Life. Give me some of your money. And that's not what I do.
Yeah.
It's all about empowering people to take their financial freedom into their hands with whatever vehicle that they want to do. If they want to do crypto, great. If they want to do stocks,
don't
like
listen
Apple,
to a word
great.
He's saying, people. Listen to me.
Speaking of listening to people, have you guys
Thanks for coming.
Have you guys been keeping an eye on Kanye over the past couple of weeks? Have you guys been watching Mr.
Yeah,
West?
we talked about him a couple of times.
What did he do today,
Mr. West? A lot. He got bumped off of Twitter this morning. Early this morning.
Again?
Yeah, he got taken out. And it's an interesting set of events, actually. It's kind of fascinating how it all happened.
Jesus
if you remember,
Christ.
Kanye was allowed back on Twitter by Elon and during his big, we're bringing all the racists back just to see what happens thing. Remember that?
Like 20 minutes ago.
Back. Yeah. And didn't work well. Kanye went nuts late last night. He's nuts now. And we're going to have a conversation about this. You know, the difference between mental unwellness and just a fucking anti-Semitic racist cock. That's what we're going to talk about. But some people think this is the tweet that did it. Now, keep in mind, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I'm smiling because it's like I don't know what would possess anybody, no matter
what you're talking about,
we're in the head, to do this on an Etch-a-Sketch or a computer. Meaning, put a swastika inside the Star of David and then put that on Twitter. That's what he did yesterday. And my quote tweet was, Kanye West isn't just unwell. Everybody's like, he's just unwell. No, this is not just unwell. If you have a look at it, he's tweet. Love everyone, Ye 24. That's his presidential march. # love speech, where he puts a swastika from Nazi Germany inside a Star of David. One of the grossest things I've ever seen. And not just gross. That didn't even get him kicked off Twitter, though. That was up there for a good, 3-4 hours. You know what got him kicked off Twitter? This is fascinating. This is unbelievable. Kanye said he's going to. Kanye said he was going to drop out of Twitter. And he said, this is my last tweet. Fuck you guys. What was his last tweet? Let's always remember this as my final tweet. A picture of Elon Musk, shirtless, fat, getting hosed down by another guy in a tight swimsuit. That upset Elon Musk so much, he then suspended Kanye.
I was kidding. I didn't even know. I was just joking. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's exactly what happened. So
that's what Twitter is now.
The interesting part of this is Elon's under the gun. This is a big weekend for Elon. So what the deal is this. He has to be EU compliant, right? With the European Union. They sent him a note last week, and they're like, here's the deal, shit for brains. You think you're smart? Great stuff. We can't have any of that shit over here because of Europe's terrorization of the Nazi German war machine. And so either you fucking deal with anti-Semitism, you deal with the hate, you deal with the anti-LGBTQ stuff now, and you become compliant, EU compliant. They have very different rules when it comes to social media and disinformation over there. And hate speech, very different ruals, specifically in Germany for very good reasons. So they said, listen,
there might be some reasons for it.
If you don't fucking if you don't fucking get it together, if you don't put some guardrails on Twitter when it comes to content moderation, we are going to ban your app from all of Europe. He got that email last week. This is the weekend he's got to do that work. And if he doesn't do that work by Monday, there may be a chance that Twitter no longer exists in Europe. So I don't know if Kanye thing is like giving everybody the impression that he got rid of Kanye because of the not swastika image and the Star of David that he put online yesterday. But this preceded, all that stuff preceded Kanye literally going on a tour of ridiculousness. And he did it on Alex Jones's show. Now, I fucking hate Alex Jones. We played this yesterday. Okay. I'm going to play it for you again, but there's more. This is the tone. This is the content. This is the this is who Kanye is. This is what he's doing. He's on this fucking literal tour to insult as many Jews and paint Hitler and Nazism as just an idea.
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey, Ron, you going to do anything to fix Chicago? They want to separate and confuse the Christians and make us afraid to stand next to each other. A Christian can stand next to anyone. We can go visit R. Kelly in prison. We can go talk to Harvey Weinstein.
That's what Jesus did.
Yes, because Jesus can save everyone. But if the Zionists can get us so afraid that they're going to do what they've been doing to me, attempting to put me in jail, freeze my accounts, smearing me on the media, you know, all of these things, you know, you put on the whole armor of God and they will not be able to break your spirit.
There you go. That was yesterday. Okay. That was part one from yesterday, where they showed American History X, white supremacists beating up a black person, all the fucking weird based imagery, while he's talking about how awesome Hitler was. I mean, it's not cool where I'm from, but it just isn't. And it's not just anti-Semitism, it's legitimate big time hate speech. It's the kind of stuff that you can't have in society. It's not free speech, it's hate speech. That's exactly what it is.
I think we're making a mistake about making this
about
political
mental illness,
or well, there's that. But I think you can't ignore that conversation, because clearly he's off his rocker. But I think the problem with this is that on some level it's getting muddied by the fact that it's two different religions sort of being pitted against each other. I think the better thing to do is to go, the guy killed 10 million people.
From somebody that's not a religious scholar schooling everybody on Alex's show, I think we can all figure out not to take that with a grain of salt, but they're not targeting people that can think for themselves. They're targeting people that will buy into this shit. That's the problem.
But I'm just saying it from a guilt perspective lens. From a guilt perspective on Kanye's part, I think you have to just you have to separate the religion from it and go that he's propping up somebody who killed millions of people. He was responsible for a world war. And
yeah, I have a hard time with the stands that are all defending Kanye right now with that symbolism, that are saying, well, the swastika was a fucking Hebrew symbol, blah, blah, blah. You know what?
That wasn't.
Symbols get appropriated and symbols get fucking used against people all the time. It's happened for centuries in history.
That's
millennia.
Exactly
we saw it with the Canadian flag.
And this is where I was going back, was Lachlan is making the fucking perfect point when it comes to, in modern day, you look at the flag. We've all been talking about how we want to take our flag back. We all have a bit of pride in where we live. They're reaching now at that point. Like, we're at the point of them reaching. And I take this really fucking personal. Like, my grandparents fled Germany when shit was going down. They fled. They were Lithuanians. They took my aunt. They put them on a boat and they fucked off. And they didn't know where they were going. We thank fucking Christ we picked Canada eventually. Venezuela for 10 years before that. But to watch this and what Dean said, how Dean prefaced this segment about how, is it mental illness or is it hate? What we're seeing is the perfect breed where hate met illness and fucked and made a baby. And that's Kanye West right now. And it's disgusting. And the amplifier is the fact that he has clout or money or status of some sort that he's still be able to ride on until he gets knocked down to the point where he files for bankruptcy like Alex Jones did today. And that's where he's going. But I just don't know how much more can we ride this out? How many more times can we ride out
Kanye speaking?
Let's just wait for them to fucking burn themselves out. Let's just wait for them to do it. Let them hang themselves.
They'll do it to themselves. Yeah.
This is the whole thing about the free speech.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the whole free speech thing that they keep on claiming on Twitter. How much more do we have to fuck over Jewish people? How much more do we have to make them eat shit while we wait for somebody to fuck up so bad that we finally cancel them? How much?
Well, you can't. But here's the thing: you can't cancel him. Nobody can.
No, I can't. You can't.
No. But no, he won't be canceled. Like it's a lovely thought to think that at some point someone's going to come get. No one's getting him. No one's coming after Kanye. And I'll tell you why no one's coming after Kanye. And this would be a very unpopular take. He's incredibly rich and he's not white.
You're right.
I mean, he is an umbrella of hatred for the white people, like guys like Alex Jones and Christian America, to hide behind. That's exactly what he is. And you know what? It's fucking unfortunate because you can look at this guy and you can go, well, clearly he's mentally ill. He's bipolar. He's schizophrenic, all those things that he's not medicated for. We all know those things. He talks about not having his medication, not taking it, being diagnosed with this, not being that guy. I know lots of people that have mental illness, bipolar, schizophrenic, all those people. None of them go on their computer and create a swastika and a Star of David, talk about how much they like Hitler and post it all online. Like none of them, not one. So it's enough of that shit. Like I'm not sitting around here going, oh, well, he's just mentally ill. You got to let him go. No, fuck that.
No, I've sort of been leaning on it
to keep talking about how he's a racist cock and how he's a hateful piece of shit because that's what he is. Sorry, Locke, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, shit, no. I've been trying to not to give him an out, but it's the same. I've kind of got that. Why is this happening thing going on with me? Like when somebody does something horrific and they kill themselves before anybody finds out what the motive is. I think there's always that sense that, oh shit, it was an awful thing that they did, but maybe there was something. What was the reason? And wouldn't it be nice if the family at least had something to go on before they buried their loved ones, right? Mm-hmm. And this is kind of the way I view this for me. Is just like, what is this? Is this mental illness? Is this? That's why I was grilling you guys yesterday about there being some motive behind it or groups that are somehow trying to benefit from it. Like, I can't see how anybody would feel this as a beneficial thing for anything, for any cause. Like outside of maybe the fact that it's attention. And some organizations like Info, by the way, I sent this tweet out yesterday because I actually saw an InfoWars sticker on a car when I was driving around yesterday.
I saw your tweet. It's good.
If you have an InfoWars sticker on your car, go take it off your car immediately. I don't know what it was that led you to think that was a good idea, but you literally are, and I'm sorry to tell you this, you're literally a piece of shit. If you watch that guy outside of clips, tune him in for anything at all, and then support that moron by purchasing something and then telling people that you support that moron, you are a literal piece of shit.
You're a loser. You're a loser.
A complete loser. And I almost got out of my car. Like I almost walked up to the guy and said, we were at a stoplight when I noticed it, and I wanted to go tell him, like, you got to get that off your car.
Can you make sure you film it, but make sure the phone is this way when you film it.
Landscape, if you're going to get in the fight, make sure your phone's on landscape. Yeah, we need to see the whole thing.
That's me, though. The problem is I go out to the car, and then he beats the shit out of me in front of everybody at a stop.
Well, just make sure
like, I'm going to take this guy out. I'm going to show him a fucking lesson, and you get to the car, and he beats your wheels off, and then you're like, that did not go well.
Get someone else to film it, just in case.
Yeah.
Locke, have you seen the Kanye West documentary on Netflix?
No, I've never really been a fan. Okay. To be honest with you, we used to have a rule on the show for years. We've been breaking it lately, but we had a no, you could not talk about Kanye West on our show on the locker room for years. And because I was just annoyed by him. Like that was back in the day before I even knew he was this, whatever this, I don't even know what this is.
Well, this is new. This is sort of new.
I don't know if this is new.
No, he's
sort of new.
No, he's been anti-Semitic for many years. I mean, he's dropped it. Like, I think before he was a multi-billionaire, he had people going, dude, like, running from the other side of the room going, don't tweet that. And he's
he might have still been taking the pills back then.
Yeah, he might have still been taking his medication, his Zoloft or his SSRIs or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be on. That he's like, I'm gonna be me, and I'm like, fucking, don't do it, dude. Don't do it. You're crazy.
Is the documentary? Is the documentary good, Scotty?
It is. Like I enjoyed watching it. You know, like, I mean, apart from all of this stuff, like, you know, I enjoyed some of his music. I hate to admit that, but, you know, I liked some of his
albums. Gold Digger's
albums.
one of the all-time great songs. If you haven't heard, like, if you don't like
song.
Gold Digger, you don't like music.
Yeah, and so
Great
what
song.
the documentary, because I'm listening to what you're saying, Locke, and I fully agree. Like, why? Why is this happening? Why is he doing it? So in the documentary, what I took away from it is he has been a lifelong fighter. Like, he had to fight to get signed. He had to fight to get people to pay attention to him. In the documentary, you see him singing one of his hit songs that ends up being a hit song to like some nobody in the record label office, and no one gave a shit. And eventually he had to fight to kind of get famous. And, you know, like one of the things that made him famous is that he had some issues with his teeth or his jaw, and he recorded a whole song with his jaw wired shut. And that song actually made the album, and he talks about that in the documentary. But he has been a fighter his whole life to try and just be successful. And so now I see it as he gets, you know, super successful, but what made him successful was his fighting. And so he gets to the top. He's got no one else to fight. Like, everyone is now for him. Everyone is with him. Everyone's behind him. He can sell out stadiums like crazy. And so, you know, he then starts getting into politics and starts getting political with Donald Trump, and he sees people fighting him on that. And so I think he leans into that fight. And so he is
wants the
purposefully,
conflict.
exactly.
Wow.
He is someone
That's
who
actually a
thrives on conflict. And
That's
so watch that
live without conflict almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hey, listen, I've got no one left to fight. I fought my way to the top. Now I got to fight sideways. Anybody. Or punch down.
Yeah.
Right?
So definitely try and
flailing.
watch that documentary, you know, sometime over the next, maybe over Christmas break or whatever. It's only a few episodes, but that's a really interesting insight into how he came up and basically became famous. So
right now I'm watching that Ghislaine Maxwell doc that just dropped
Filthy
on
Rich?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filthy Rich,
And oh my God, the thing that I laugh out loud at is the still pictures with all the famous people.
Yeah. It's a lot of
It's
people that show up.
just
Did you guys hear what he's
startling.
paying a month in child support, by the way?
Kanye,
It's like-
200,
yeah,
200K.
$200,000 a month.
And I was shocked by that.
200?
Close.
Yeah, we've had talks offline. Dean did pay a lot, but 200 grand. Could you imagine 200,000? That's
I wasn't
Who's he paying child support to? Kim? He pays child support to Kim?
Yeah, to the person
Are you
that has more
serious?
money than him. Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Are you
She has
serious?
full custody of the
it's
kids,
best-
right?
That's
So-
why he's losing his mind. He's mad about
Yeah.
child support.
And
Listen,
are the-
I'll
are
tell
the
you, there's two
Kardashians
things that'll
Jewish?
make a fucking guy absolutely crazy. One of them is not child support. I was okay with child support. The thing that drove me crazy was spousal support. So if he's
Yes.
paying both of those
Alimony.
things, I can clearly tell you why he's off
It was-
his fucking rocker.
It's
Yeah.
one of the same. But
Every
that's
time he
what
scratches that check, he's like,
Alimony.
"Let's say something about fucking Hitler this afternoon." God
the
damn
other
it,
day. The other day, I brought this up. I brought up the 200K a month on the locker room, and both
Yeah.
Jimmy and Grant were like, "What's wrong with that?" And I'm like, "Kim Kardashian." And then they just
She's worth
totally
$1 billion?
sold me down the river. He's got 4 kids. He's got to fucking step up, be a man. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Kim.
Yeah.
I'm
They're
not
doing
siding with
fine.
Kanye here. She's got more money than him. Like,
Oh, she
you
does
don't
now.
see-
But that,
He's
that
broke.
doesn't, and it doesn't
She
matter.
always
It's-
did.
It's all a matter of what he makes at the time of the judgment, and that's what you get slotted to pay. So when that judgment was writ, he was making the money to be
I
able to
don't
support
feel
that. But
bad
now
for
everything
him.
is just shedding. All the money is just shedding away, and this is what I mean about waiting for that demise, waiting for the rock bottom. But he's going to take a lot of fucking people down, a lot of progress that we've made in anti-Semitism, in even black,
Well-
like people that are, and I hate saying it, but it is a reality in our society where people that are on the fence about siding with anybody of color, they're gonna look at him and go, "Fuck that! I'm not listening to."
That's why people won't. That's why people won't fucking insult him. That's one of the big reasons. I mean, and there's a couple other cases where we see it. Let's just do a little exercise. How much is Kim K worth today? $1.8 billion.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say it's over $1 billion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How much is? And he gives her $200K a month. How much is he
$200,000.
worth now? This is apparently how much he's got. This is how much he's worth. Less than a third. 400 million.
Huh? And I think a lot of that got frozen because they ended up freezing some of his money. So,
he talked about it on Jones's show.
Yeah.
Well, they froze his bank accounts too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that he got so fired up.
Yeah, but who's they? Who's
the Jewish bankers? He said.
Oh, Jewish bankers did? I don't believe it.
I swear to God, that was quote unquote Jewish bankers.
Yeah, I don't believe
it. Okay.
Here's the thing that I think.
That why he was dressed in a ski suit.
Is the takeaway for
looked
me.
like Doug Ford in Muskoka last winter during the convoy.
Here's the takeaway for me. Listen, if you want to get people on side with a thought or an opinion or some sort of theory that you have about how life works or how we interact, or because that's where I think the issue is with Kanye is I think he got to a certain point, and I love Scotty's theory, but I also think that these people reach a certain point of fame where they go, okay, now I'm here. Now I need to school everybody. Now listen to me. So if you ever get to a point where you actually if you want to convince people that you have the right ideas, anytime you cloak it in any sort of like religion or anything like that, you're fucked. You're going down the wrong path. And we need to move forward. I think there's too many examples of this. Like Kanye's thing is Christianity, and he's trying to convince everybody that what his message and Jesus and all this is the way to go. And he's at a point where he thinks everybody should be listening to him.
Like they all
what
are.
I think we should all be taking away from this is we got to get further away from religion. People, we have to start thinking for ourselves. We have to just start being good to one another, not because some book told us to, but just because it's the right fucking thing to do. Isn't it? Why does it have to be cloaked in something? Why do I need to cloak myself in something?
Because you're afraid to say the crazy parts out loud. Dude, you're seeing why. You're seeing why. Because Kanye, like they think these things. They think Jews are terrible people, Christians, Muslims, different religions. They think like, and there are a lot of religions that think Muslims are terrible people. There are like, religion is, when you say step away from religion, burn it to the fucking ground.
Thank you.
Burn it to the ground. Religion is useless. It is an operating system given to stupid people that can't think for themselves. That's all it is. And Kanye not only can't think for himself, he's like a la carte religious. He'll go and grab whatever he can that justifies whatever craziness he feels that day. And then he just goes out and says it and does it. He's persona non grata. He doesn't matter. But what you're talking about is a bigger problem. And I can tell you this is someone who's apostate that came from the church, who fucking grew up in that wackiness and the weirdness and the craziness. There's one goal for religion. It's to keep you giving them your money. That's it. It's recruitment. It's to keep the fucking little basket that comes along in the pew, and you got to put your money in it. It's just recruiting. That's why missionaries exist. Missionaries existed not to go and share any good news. There's no good news in any Bible book or religious fucking writing. It's all bad news. It's all guilt. It's all sin. It's all you're going to die. Do this or you're going to go to hell. Accept our operating system and give us 10% of everything you make. Missionaries went around the world for hundreds of years so they could get people giving back that money so they could send that money back to Rome or wherever the fucking church was.
Jehovah's Witnesses have a quota, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. So do Mormons.
A quota.
Dude, it is a fucking joke. Religion is
so confused. So religion's about money?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit. And guilt. Anyway, I think we've done some good work here, gentlemen. I think we had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I can't speak for anybody else.
Fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was to stop me from touching my penis. The whole money thing is just really confusing me.
What, religion?
That's graham crackers.
Yeah.
That was to make you stop.
And cayenne pepper. Yeah, cayenne pepper on your hand.
Apparently.
That's what they did in the church. They were talking about it in Sunday school one time. It was like, a great, this is no word of a lie. I'm like 10. They're talking about masturbating. I'm like, what is this? What are we talking about in church? It's like, it's terrible to masturbate. A really good thing to do would be put cayenne pepper on your teenagers' hands before they go to bed. And I'm like, Why would you hurt your kid's wiener? Why would you?
Thanks for teaching me what masturbation was, Father. I'm going to go home and do it right now.
Yeah, and that guy, I remember, because he got busted for pedophilia about 4 years later, and I'm like,
shut the fuck up.
He wanted to be the cayenne pepper. That's what he wanted. He was full on. When he said put cayenne pepper in your palms, he was thinking himself.
I'm cayenne pepper.
I'm the cayenne pepper.
I am the spicy caliente.
Yeah.
How much more proof do we need that this is just, it's not good for any of us? It's just, there's so many examples.
I mean, and here's another example. The Crusades. There you go.
Yeah. You have an entire segment of the population that is still clinging to the words of people that didn't know where the sun went at night. Like, that's what we're dealing with now.
Oh, yeah, or they think it's flat Earth. And by the way, the Flat Earth Society put out a note saying they're the only organization that accepts anybody, no matter where they're from, on the globe. That's what they said in the tweet. The Flat Earth Society was like, we accept everybody, no matter where they're from, on this globe. And I'm like, whoa, you can't have it both ways, fuck faces. And those guys are hyper religious too, right?
Nice try.
Scott Trades, you can follow him. Stockmarketmentor.com is where you can find him. He's a financial educator. He's one of my very good friends. Love him to death. His podcast is called the Hot Wallet Pod. Go and download it, and follow him online too at Scott Trades. He's got his latest podcast out. Who do you got on the podcast this week?
So I got a buddy of mine.
I love the title. It's like, is crypto dead? And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch this.
No, so I started kind of a new show within the podcast. It's called What Happened in Crypto, and it's just basically, it's going to be a round table. Me and my friends just talking about current events, how we're looking at the market, what we're thinking about, and then, kind of wherever else it goes. And so I got my friend named Matt Kirchner. He is an investor. He's been in crypto longer than I have. He's a businessman. He owns a few businesses in Salt Lake City, I think is where he's at. And so he and I met on Twitter, kind of just talking about crypto and The Bachelor, actually. And so he is on talking about what's happening with SBF. We talk about Bitcoin in Brazil, because Brazil just said Bitcoin is now legal for sending value. And then we talk about some other things as well. So it's kind of just a friendly conversation between buddies.
Do they not have
just
cable?
Came out today.
Do they not have cable out there? Do they not see what's going on? Or
where?
Friday.
In Brazil?
Just so you know, it's Friday, Scotty. The burp and the interruptions. We got, if you go diagonal on the screen, we got a couple of guys that are 6 out of 10 already and ready to head into the weekend.
No, this has been great. I really appreciate you, Dean. Appreciate Locke and Ryan. You're a good friend, and everyone watching. Just so we're clear, I keep seeing these tweets go through on the comments. I love the comments. I don't care if anyone buys crypto. It doesn't matter to me. If I want to buy it, I'll buy it. I'll never tell anyone to buy anything.
Anything.
I don't have my own coin. I hope you know that. And so,
he doesn't want
Scott,
you to buy his crypto.
The problem is when you're on, what we do is, and this is my fault, I take out my frustrations on financial.
I'm Sam Bankman Fried, and you're angry at me.
I take it out on you, so the rest of the listeners are taking it out on you. Scotty becomes crypto on the show.
Lachlan That's why is the cayenne pepper of your penis on this show.
It burns.
I love you. I do. Scotty, I want you to be okay.
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
So, and just so you know, I have zero guilt in telling people to get their money out of this shit. And that includes stock markets and everything else.
No offense, but I don't think anybody's going to I love you to death. I think you're one of the great guys on the planet. Like, I'd hang out with you 7 days out of 7 if I could, but no one's taking financial advice from you here today.
They should.
Nobody is.
They fucking should.
Yeah, I know they should. I agree with you, but nobody is.
Absolutely.
I'm not.
Look at how nice Locke's house is now. I mean, you can tell
he's slumlord.
He's a gatekeeper.
We were talking about it yesterday. He's like, I own 48 houses.
So in debt.
Anyway, that is Scott Trades, stockmarketmentor.com, at Scott Trades on Twitter. My dear friend Lachlan Cross. Follow him at Lachlan Cross on Twitter and listen to him every weekday morning, 957cruisefm.ca. And my good buddy Ryan Lindley, a friendly face. He's got a podcast called The Lins Report. Download, subscribe. And very special little thing we're doing tonight, because we're all a little cheesy around here. we have the debut of a well-produced video cast. Why don't you tell us about it real quick, Ryan?
Well, you and I went about a month ago to the Cheese Boutique in Toronto, and it's an absolute wonderland. It's like a Disney World for fat people.
Yeah.
You get there, you pull up on Ripley Avenue in Toronto, and you know what real estate's like in Toronto.
Yeah.
They have an entire street with 12,000 items, 400 different styles of cheese, 100 of them being right from here in Canada.
Just rolling cheese wheels down the street. It's unbelievable.
It was insane. Yeah,
it's like going back in time.
It was like being at a European market in the 60s. Like when you see the videos of like marketplace, like you see the vendors going back and forth, but it's all the same little community. It's like their own little biosphere of delicious food. And we got to spend a day there. So we brought a camera crew. So Dean and I were like, let's bring cameras. Let's film this. And we made a little TV show. And it's premiering tonight at 7 p.m. on DeanTube, on youtube.com/DeanTube. So if you're already subscribing, you will get an alert. And you can watch it. And Afram takes us through the entire operation. We sit down with him at one point in this show. And we get taken on a cheese tour of Canada, which is really cool. And I even eat some blue cheese that didn't go so well, but it was
he's a pussy about the blue cheese.
It was a good time though.
Yeah,
but
you don't hate blue cheese. You just don't eat it right. And blue cheese is an acquired taste. I used to not like it either.
It is.
But to Ryan's point, this man here, Afram Pristine at the Cheese Boutique, this is serious. This guy is the only cheese master in Canada. Like
youngest one in the world as well.
Youngest, like part of some secret cheese cabal.
Mafia.
And
I don't trust these cheese guys.
Well,
honestly,
I've
been saying this from day one.
Don't worry, we expose it for you.
Yeah, we expose the cheese mafia big time.
Yeah,
There's no mafia. It's just a bunch of guys that love cheese and they give each other awards. But you got to be really good at cheese. And Cheese Boutique isn't just cheese, dude. The butcher shop, fuck, dude. And
He's getting into wine.
Store. He's got his own wines. He's got spreads from around the world, crackers that you look at and you go, get in me. I mean, it's a marvelous mercantile of love. You got to go there and check it out. But 7 o'clock tonight, DeanTube, you get a chance to see it on our YouTube channel. Are we going to put it across the network too? It's
going to be on all the socials. Right? I think Rookie's working on that right now. If not, you can catch it there and hopefully on Twitch. And we'll be in the comments as well while it's premiering live. It'll look like this show, but it'll be the pre-tape, but we'll be there live to answer questions about what happened. And I have a bonus. For the entire month of December, if you go to cheeseboutique.com and you buy an e-gift card, they have been gracious enough to actually put a promo code in for us. And if you put in promo code Blundell,
it's me.
You get 20% off. I was talking to Alex. No so our guy Alex that set us up with all this.
That's awesome.
Alex set us up. Alex was telling me there's people that this Christmas have already bought, literally one person, $15,000 in e-cards. One purchase. They had to do it in $1,000 increments, but they did 15 grand and saved $3,000. That's how much money they spend at this place. Do
they ship to Alberta?
They ship. They will ship everywhere except for the cheese. They'll ship their dry goods, but the cheese they can only do within like a 160 radius of the store because of refrigeration and all that. But
I'll go down and get it and I'll send it to you. And when it gets there, you might have to cut off the bad parts, but you can still.
You can also get those cryo packs. We can always. I'm going to talk to them. I'm a logistics guy. I've already been talking to them. Like, I can solve your shipping problems. Let's talk. So, but watch tonight. You will not believe what a cool place this is. Like, it was just such a different universe, and you're in the middle of the biggest city in Canada, and this place is like old world Europe.
Feels like you're in a cheese country. It feels like you're in old Europe. It's fucking awesome. It's like the coolest place ever. Yeah, you'd love it. It's one of those places you can go with your wife or your spouse, and you're like, let's go spend the afternoon cheese shopping. And you go in there, and there's Afram, and it's literally like a hub of activity and excitement. I've never been so excited to go shopping for like cheeses and spreads and meat. So yeah, if you go there, you get that 20% off online orders when you get the e-card. Save yourself a bunch of money. Afram Pristine in the group, lovely people, lovely family-owned and and operated for like the last 40 years. My kind of people, Locke, you would love these guys. They're fucking getting along with famously. Do you have me drinking in the video too, by the way? You have me having a little vino?
You had some wine. We actually see Dean Blundell drinking alcohol in this show, which is a first for this network.
Big time. Yeah. Big time back in it. Yeah, it was delicious, by the way. His own wine was fucking unbelievable.
It comes from Stratus. It's a vineyard here in Niagara-on-the-Lake that's actually not that far from my house. That
I would love this place.
See it.
I went to the farmer's market last weekend, and I was like, what have I been doing my whole life? Like, it was cool.
Remember the butcher shop? Remember the butcher side? Yeah. Like, Lachlan, just watch it for the meat alone. You're gonna die.
I'll watch it. You know why I'll watch it is because I've seen you guys posting clips and stuff like that, and it looks like you guys did an amazing job. And Lynn's is very, very passionate about this project with the cheese boutique, and I will definitely watch it if I'm not too
appreciate it.
Scotty, I feel like you're left out. I'm gonna send you some crackers and some nice Gruyere.
All right.
We'll send you a board.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, I look forward to it. The clips, Ryan, that you've put together have been great. The quality of the video looks great. And so I'm excited for it.
All right. Thanks, guys. This is a nice little cheesy ending to the program.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
At Scott Trades, at Lachlan Cross, at Ryan Lindley. Thanks, boys. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Ciao, buddy.
Have a great day. Take care. You all right, dude?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking around.
You want to stay here for the rest of the show? Usually peace right out. Which is funny because like I'm used to it now. Like I'll be in the middle of wrapping up and you'll just go fuck off and you'll just leave. So waiting
That's
for
a good
that.
one today, boss.
You want to finish up with us or do you want to just take off? What do you want to do?
No, you do your tags. I was just fucking with you.
Great to see you, buddy.
You have a good one.
All right. Lachlan Cross, 957 Cruise FM in Edmonton. That's where you can find him every single weekday morning. Thanks, everybody. Great week. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank our friends and partners over at Cantork. Listen, none of this is possible without the financial commitment from our partners. And we're really lucky to have a few really good ones, including our friend Colin Livingston and his gang over at cantork.com. Go to cantork.com. They are Canada's assembly tool experts. They make rugged, hardworking, beautiful torque wrenches for industrial solutions from scratch, manufactured in Canada by Canadians. They are Canada's leading industrial tool experts, offering you the very best in sales service. And I mean that. These guys are all hands-on. They're not the kind of guys that put you on hold. They like, hey, let's talk. Let's figure this out. Let's do this together. Sales, service, rentals, calibration, maintenance, custom fabrication of industrial torque tools. No matter the scale of your bolting project, they have your solution at cantork.com. Visit them today. Also, our guys over at edgefineimports.com. What's up, Eddie? Good to hear from you today. I'll be in tomorrow for my underwear. I'm going to come down there and buy a bunch of gitch. And here's the great part. These underwear, you get 4 for $3. So when you buy 3 pairs, he'll send you a 4th. If you use promo code GITCH3, order online. Christmas, he'll send them to you in like 3 days. Super easy. You get 4 pairs of underwear. You get the 3rd for free. You save a bunch of money, and you got a bunch of underwear that you can just hand to that significant other. And they are the best underwear on the planet. Boxer briefs, pouch in the front for your stuff, and super breathable, super movable, air wicking technology, very important. And that pouch, that keeps everything outside that sphere of stink. That's what it does. You get a nice smell. There's no smell. That's the thing. And if you're clean, you're just super covered by the pouch. That's how it works. But make sure that you order from Ed. Guaranteed best underwear you'll ever buy. EdsFineImports.com. GITCH3 is your promo code. Tons of colors. Boxer briefs, luxury underwear, Canadian made by a Canadian guy for Canadian people. Make sure you order from Ed today. EdsFineImports.com. And of course, our friend Rob Kivlikin, Kivlaw.ca. In the legal jam, you in a bit of trouble? You in a bit of trouble? You in trouble? Do something you didn't see trouble coming from? You just did something, now you're in legal issue? Fuck it, whatever you did. The only person you need to trust in Southern Ontario is Rob Kivlikin. Robert at kivlaw.ca. Legal jam? You in a legal jam, you say? Robert at kivlaw.ca. Defense attorneys that help keep you free. Kind of walk you through the process and help you learn from it so you can also be a better person and maintain that freedom and operate in this world as you should. Defense law is tough, and you need a great defense lawyer when you're in trouble. Rob Kivlikin is your guy. Robert at kivlaw.ca. Go to kivlaw.ca today for more information. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, too. See you on Monday. I think that's it for us. Monday. Elisa Hadigan and my very good friend Karima Saad will be joining us on Monday. Yeah, big show. See you then. Bye.